Welcome to Duckpin TV's coverage of the inaugural Preakness Classic Individual Semifinals. We are broadcasting from Mount Airy Lanes in Mount Airy, Maryland. My name is Pat Rufo. I'm joined tonight by Billy Kuntz, Joe Rainier, and Jim Kaufman. Our matches will be featuring Mike Valinas and Colton Gu on lanes 5 and 6, and Randy Farlow and Matt Kruger on lanes 9 and 10. Billy, Joe, Jim, could you give us some insight on any of these four bowlers? We got the match in progress.
Well, we've seen Randy, so we know what he's capable of, and all these guys are good. I mean, again, if they bowl 20 games, they're going to probably split them 10 apiece. But this is one game, and it's a head game. You just Matt started with a very tough break. He split the middle, and then he ended up with 7. So we'll see what Randy does. But obviously, you saw Randy is ready to go, and there goes Colton.
Over on lane 6, Colton Gu starts his semifinal match off with a strike.
Quick update on Randy Farlow's opponent, Matt Kruger. He won his first round match against Devin Hartman on the Facebook Live feed. He had to give 19 pins to a 111 average bowler. It was averaging 142 this weekend. He made up those pins in 5 frames and then threw a double to basically take the lead and take the match away from Devin. So it's pretty impressive giving that many pins away.
It is, and continuing to be impressive so far is Randy Farlow. As you recall, in the quarterfinals, he came out of the gates and did not stop, throwing a 170 game scratch.
I've seen Matt bowl. Matt and I have bowled together for a long time. He was a youth teammate of mine. We used to bowl together, actually bowled against each other a lot. He was in Baltimore Travel, I was in Independent Travel. He actually doesn't bowl in leagues much anymore. He only shows up for the tournaments, but he tends to always carry over his average. He's always a pickup, and it's interesting to see somebody like him get back in the swing as the day goes on, the tournament goes on. He just seems to get better. He's in a quick hole here against Randy, unfortunately.
And it looks like Farlow's trying to take out the entire Kruger clan.
Yeah.
Colton Gu following up a strike with a spare and a nice start. 30 plus in the second box. Our first featured look at Mike Valinas.
You watch these fellas. I mean, Randy has one of the best strokes in the game. We've said that before. Colton is, my opinion, is right up there with him. The only thing, Colton has not been around as long as Randy, but Colton is a very, very confident young bowler. I think he really doesn't believe anybody can beat him, and that's big help.
Here we see Matt Kruger again, really off to a tough start, and Farlow's not going to let off the gas.
No. Jim,
Quick
do you want to tell us a little bit about
on our bowler in 5 and 6 who's opposing Colton Gu? That's Mike Valinas from Brooklyn Park, Maryland. He's only been bowling for 6 years. Didn't look like it to me, though. He was down early against Bill Sukup in his quarterfinal match. Got up there in crunch time, 8th, 9th, and 10th, threw a triple, broke 170 to take care of Mike Sukup. And just again, Mike Valinas is in the John D'Antonis green outfit on lanes 5
that's something.
and 6.
It's very bright.
I like the socks.
That's youth.
Got Matt Kruger here looking to clean up box 2, just setting his sights on the next 8 boxes for sure.
Kruger looks like he got an 8 box there, so Matt has 15 in the second. Spare strike for Randy, so little hole here for Matt.
Pretty much made up the gap in the first 2 boxes.
Yes.
This is a handicapped event, so they are bowling. They're not bowling even, so to speak.
Right.
Colton's pretty much done the same thing. He's made up the handicap difference, but there you go.
Much needed strike there for Matt Kruger, and Colton Gu just piling it on over there. Strike, spare strike over on lane 6, 5, and 6. Now he's looking to back it up with another bomb on lane 5. And here's Randy Farlow coming up on lane 10, looking to maintain his torrid pace. I got a little heavy on that, Joe, wouldn't you say?
Well, it's a tough break. Anytime you leave the 7, 8, 9, 10, fractions from tripping one of them for a 9 count and a spare break. But it was just what Matt needed to happen. I mean, Randy was on the run, and Matt threw a strike.
He needed a breath.
Yes, he did.
A little air. And over on lane 5, Colton Gu almost tripped the double.
Colton's throwing the ball really well right now, and again, everything's compact with him. It's fast. He gets to the line. It's no nonsense, and he's been on his single pins. He's been on every spare he's left. Oh, of course, I jinxed that one, of course, unfortunately, but he'll come back, get the wood most likely.
Just had the opportunity there. We had both bowlers on the same rhythm, and they released the ball almost simultaneously. And if they weren't wearing different clothes, they looked exactly the same. It was amazing. Except Randy doesn't have that good of a beard.
Correct. Randy is the baby face.
A little interesting
villain.
dynamic I just realized. Our semifinal matches are 2 bowlers in their 40s bowling against bowlers in their 20s.
Farlow, even when he's just a bit off, he still catches a break. Trips out the 3.
That was the 3-4 for half a second.
Valinas on 6 right now. Just went left at 5. I believe that's a 5-7. Kruger on 10. Bingo.
Wow. Again.
Farlow threw the ball, left a 7-8, and Kruger in need of at least another mark, if not a double. Backs that up with a 7-8. Unfortunate break.
Lane 10 is not anybody's friend right now.
It doesn't seem that way.
You really don't need that when you're trying to catch up. You delivered a good ball, you threw it where you wanted to throw it, and this is what you end up with. So
Yeah, at least you'll take the 9 drop. The 9 drop gives you a chance to at least keep scoring. That 7-8 break kicks a little air out of it.
Valinas with a light hit over there. Looks like he maybe shooting the 5-9-10.
Yeah, 5-9-10, I believe. So right now we have Farlow with a 10-pin lead. This is including handicap. And Colton Gu up 7. This including handicap.
makes it tough on the lower average bowler to know that he's already given up his handicap in 4 or 5 frames.
You don't mind doing that through 7 maybe, but in the first 4, that's a real uphill battle now.
Well, now you know you're trying to catch a guy that obviously is a little better than you are as far as average. So it makes for that's when the little guy between your ears wakes up and starts mumbling to you, you know. Oh.
Great attempt. Great attempt by Kruger. Here's Gu up on lane 6. He's really thrown the ball well on this lane so far.
Tough split there.
A little heavy maybe on that one, but makeable. That'll go.
Certainly. Coming back to Kruger, I honestly, seeing how he bowls, how consistently, he gets better in every tournament. I really would like to see what would happen, what kind of average he would carry if he bowled more consistently in a league, possibly multiple leagues. I would almost guarantee he'd be a low to mid 140 average bowler. Just the way he throws the ball with the power, the rotation, just everything's so easy to him.
Yep. Here's Randy Farlow on lane 10, trying to put this match away early.
Now, I was talking to Randy along those same lines. Randy's not bowling any leagues either. He's just bowling tournaments and pro tours and things like that.
Yep.
He's carrying a 141 average just bowling tournaments. What would he be averaging if he bowled 2 nights a week?
Absolutely.
He's tough. His swing and the speed of the ball matches his release, and it's hard to see. But when you put pressure on somebody like Randy or any of these guys, they're going to increase the speed. Then the revolutions do not match the speed of the ball, and you wonder where the pin action goes.
And there's Farlow just barely sneaking by the outside of that 7-pin. So again, at least it gives Matt Kruger at least an opportunity to make some ground back.
Right.
It helps mentally, when you get a little help.
Yeah, because when Randy Farlow misses a single, you got help.
You better jump on it.
And then just like that, Colton Gu goes by the 5-pin. That's a second missed single consecutive for our bowlers. In the quarterfinals last week, we had almost a perfect performance on one-pinner spares.
Randy a little wide there. Looks like he leads the 1-4.
Oh, time up, Randy Riggs. Time up.
This is a interesting statistic on Randy Farlow. He's averaging 9 pins on his first ball.
Oh, wow.
That's not too bad.
For the 2 games. Oh, cuts it a little too thin there on the 1-4.
Mike Valina's trying to make a little bit of a comeback here on 3 and 4. Colton opened with 3 marks in a row. Looks like he's got 3 opens now. And Mike with a strike up in the 6th. So it's a big spot for him in the match.
Yeah, Matt's jumping up after just watching Randy miss 2 very makeable, the 1-pinner, and then that was a very makeable shot.
Yep.
So now he's got to step on it right now.
And Valinas flagged that one off to the right, but he's loading a strike. He's got to get that out of his head and drop this one down there and get the 10 load. He's only down 7 pins right now. Yeah, tough box right now for Valinas. He needs to clean it up, and he's still got room left on that board.
So he's got a 6 count on the strike. We'll see what he gets out.
Real tough box for Kruger there.
Valinas held the wood, it looks like, got 10 out. The door's still open for Kruger. He really just needs to hold his wood and
Beautiful
then get a
10
mark
box.
here.
Beautiful 10 box for Kruger. So Kruger trails by 19.
Both the leaders have left the door open. If it's just a matter of
Absolutely.
making something happen.
And Colton Gu once again on lane 6. He's 3 of 4 on that lane this game.
He's thrown 3 out of 4.
75%
Yep.
strikes.
That strike takes a lot of pressure off of you.
Kruger just again off the left side of the head pin. Not a terrible leaf considering the 139.
Very
Matt got a
makeable.
little fast on that one. I think that's what he would
I
say.
think
His arm
he's
popped up.
You're right. I think he's overthrowing a little bit, and that happens. The adrenaline is trying to catch up.
Yeah, it's a beautiful second ball. So Kruger gives himself a little bit of life. There's 3 boxes to go. Gu, on the other hand, takes the life right out of Mr. Valinas.
That's
Big
a
double.
Very timely double. Pressure solely on Valinas now.
Farlow leaves the 3. Let's see, 3, 6, 9, 10. Got to punch this out for the spare here.
There's a little light on that one. It looked like the ball took an initial bounce to the left. He's going to need to clean it up here. Just like you said, hit a full punch out.
Same with that ball.
Yep.
Valinas in almost a must-make situation on this single. And unfortunately slides by.
Right.
So Farlow with an
8 out.
It's
It's tightening up. It's definitely tightening up there.
It's not a foregone conclusion, that's for sure.
No, and Randy knows that he missed in the 5th and 6th, and it's like I say, when you wake the little guy up, he can work on you.
Well, obviously, the next ball Matt Kruger throws in this particular match is probably the biggest ball of his evening.
And it's a very big ball for Randy too. He's got to get back on. Yes.
The door's open now.
The 1-2-10 Randy's going to be shooting at. He really just wants to jam this one in the 1-2, try to get the pin to kick over there.
With, I believe he just picked up the 5-7.
He had left the 5-7. Yeah, he might have made it for his 10. He missed it
10.
on his second
He did
ball.
miss on the second ball.
So with a good ball right here, Colton can pretty much close the door.
Well, he's thrown 3 out of 4 really good balls on this lane so far.
Oh, yeah. Good shot.
Farlow with a big make on that one right there.
Colton ripped the middle there on the double, but he was able to break 7, it looks like, shooting the 2-3-6. So
Huge drop of 7 on that ball. It's actually 6.
that's
There's
6,
an
10
extra
pins
one
up.
there.
Still better than 2 through the middle.
Absolutely.
So he goes 6-7 in the 9th. He's gonna have to throw another one. It's not over there yet.
That was one of the better balls I've seen Matt Kruger throw. He'd been off the head pin the last couple of frames. That was
Yeah.
a much better ball. A little flat, though, leaves a 5-8.
When the pin action goes away, it's usually because they've picked up the speed and you lose a little bit of the snap when you release it.
Yep.
You see Colton Gu on lane 5. All he has to do is hit one, and he did. So he will be advancing to the final round of the individual portion of this tournament, the inaugural Preakness Classic.
Matt covered his spare in the 8th, so very close match here between Matt and Randy with 2 frames to go.
It's down to 9 pins, and I'm thinking with a low, this could tighten up even more.
This is the biggest ball of the match so far.
It sure was. Unfortunately, it wasn't the right result for Matt. Colton Gu closing it out with authority over there on lane 5. Another 158 for Colton Gu. With his handicap, that adds up to a 173. He has shut out Mike Molinas. Who says, of course.
See what
Now-
happens?
Now I get it.
That's what happens when you relax.
So tough 9th box right there for Matt Kruger. Randy Farlow up with 2 boxes with a chance to close this match out. He has an 11-pin lead right now.
Wow. I think that's the word.
Right.
That was a solid.
I was ready to
9-10.
sing the praises of that ball.
Yeah.
I really
the
don't
bowling
think
gods
wow
conspired.
is what Randy said.
Pretty sure Randy didn't say wow.
He said, darn it.
But it was an 8 fill on his spare, so it puts him back in the lead.
So Colton Gu over on lanes 5 and 6 has moved on to the final round. He will be making an appearance against either Randy Farlow or Matt Kruger. That match, just 1 box to go. Right now, Farlow with a 16-pin lead. He needs 15 pins right here to close the match out.
Matt's on a double, obviously. Randy can close it out, like you said.
And a strike is an easy way to get to 15, if you ask me.
What was impressive there is, he just left a solid 9-10, and he come right back,
Didn't
wiped
affect
it
his
out,
next ball.
threw a very well-thrown ball, and the results were better.
So we do have our finals now locked up. We have Colton Gu, who's going to be making an appearance against Randy Farlow. And that will come to you in our next Duckpin TV presentation. We would like to again thank our wonderful sponsors for their generous support in this tournament. Without them, great events like this would not be possible. The bowlers are very grateful for their contributions, and we especially appreciate everything they've done to help us bring Duckpin bowling to you out there. We hope you enjoyed the semifinals. We're finishing up right now with Matt Kruger finishing his 10th box. Randy has closed him out. Randy followed up his 170 quarterfinal game with a 141, and Kruger with a 111. And again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed our semifinals. Stay tuned to Duckpin TV YouTube page and Facebook for continuing coverage of the inaugural Preakness Classic.